Kimani Langley. He's 16 years old, last seen on October 21st in Brampton, Ontario. We have Al Pacino McNaught. He's 25 years old, last seen in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario on October 19th. We have Michael. They did not reveal his last name, but he's 15 years old, and it was published on November 12th that he was last seen in Whitby, Ontario. We have Aiden. He's 15 years old. He was last seen on November 7th in Ajax, Ontario. We have Trayshawn. He's 15 years old. He was last seen on November 17th in Toronto, Ontario. And then we have Malachi, 15 years old, last seen on December 1st in Toronto, Ontario. So that's 6 young Black males that have gone missing. And if you've noticed, the ages for the vast majority of them are between 15 and 16 years old. This is a problem. What are the police doing? Where are these young boys? Why are they all missing? And so many in such a short period of time. What's going on here? And what can we do as a community to help? First, we have...
Hi, and welcome back to Forgotten Voices. I'm your host, Bree, and today we are discussing the search for the 6 missing boys. Today's episode focuses on an urgent crisis unfolding in Ontario. 6 boys, Michael 15, Kimani Langley 16, Aiden 15, Trayshawn 15, Malachi 15, and Alpincho Meunier 25 are missing. These boys aren't just names or statistics. They are sons, brothers, neighbors, and friends. Their families are living a nightmare, desperately searching for answers, and yet their disappearances have received little to no media attention, few public alerts, and a visible lack of urgency from law enforcement. If you or someone you know has any information about these young men missing, please contact local law enforcement or Crime Stoppers immediately. Time is dwindling, and your help can make the difference. Let's dive into what we know. The missing boys. First, let's get to know the 6 young men that are missing. Michael, 15, is a kind-hearted high school student who loves basketball. Kimani Langley, 16, is a talented artist with big dreams of becoming a graphic designer. Aiden, 15, is a passionate gamer and a loyal friend. Trayshawn, 15, is known for his sense of humor and his ability to brighten any room he goes in. Malachi, also 15, is a budding soccer player aiming to go pro. Al Pacino, 25, is described as a mentor to the young boys, a caring role model in their community. These boys are loved and missed by their families who are desperate for answers. What we know about their disappearances. Here's what we know about the cases. Michael was last seen near his high school in Toronto wearing a black hoodie and blue jeans. Kimani Langley disappeared while walking to a friend's house in Mississauga. He was last seen wearing a red jacket and black sneakers. Aiden was last spotted at a community park in Brampton wearing a white t-shirt and gray sweatpants. Trayshawn vanished on his way home from basketball practice in Scarborough. He had on a black tracksuit. Malachi was last seen riding his bike in his Hamilton neighborhood. He was wearing a green hoodie and shorts. Alpincho Meunier disappeared in downtown Ottawa. He was last seen wearing a black leather jacket and jeans. The circumstances of their disappearances are unclear. None of the boys left behind any indications where they were going, and some of their belongings, like phones and wallets, were left behind. What's most troubling is the lack of urgency in their cases. Despite the number of young men missing, there have been no Amber Alerts, minimal media coverage, and limited public awareness. The families. For the families, these boys, every day is filled with anguish. Imagine not knowing where your child is, whether they're safe or they'll ever come home. These families have taken matters into their own hands by organizing searches, posting flyers, and pleading with anyone who will listen. They also have a petition on change.org if you would like to sign. I did sign, but they need more help. The broader issue. The heartbreaking reality is that these cases are part of a larger systemic issue. According to the Canadian Centre for Child Protection, 30,000 children are reported missing in Canada each year. However, Black and Indigenous children are often underrepresented in media coverage and public alerts. This lack of visibility can have devastating consequences without public awareness. Tips don't come in and cases go cold. The systemic neglect leaves communities feeling unheard and unseen. We need to change the narrative. How can we help? Here's how we can make a difference. Share the stories, post their names, photos, and details on social media. Awareness is crucial in missing person cases. Contact authorities if you have any information about Michael, Kimani Langley, Aiden, Trayshawn, Malachi, or Alpashino Minier. Call the local police or Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous, and even the smallest detail could help bring them home. Advocate for accountability. Demand law enforcement and media outlets prioritize these cases. Every child deserves to be found, no matter their background. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize this. These young men are more than missing persons. They are part of a community, our families, our future. If you remember seeing them, remember whether it's Michael near his school, Kimani walking to a friend's house, Aiden at the park, Trayshawn after basketball practice, Malachi riding his bike, or Alpishno in downtown Ottawa, please come forward and contact law enforcement or Crime Stoppers. Your information, no matter how big or small, could be the key to solving this case and bringing these young men home. Thank you for listening to Forgotten Voices. Let's stand together to ensure these boys are not forgotten. Share their stories, raise your voice, and help bring them home. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay compassionate, and remember, every missing person deserves to be found. This has been Forgotten Voices. I'm Bree, signing off.